My name is Kathy Bittner and I'm business developer at Canon. Today I'm delighted to introduce a presentation from our recent Canon Future Promotion Forum. I'm from Nicole Ramirez, who's owner of InR Digital Consulting, and she is talking about how brands can pivot marketing strategies in the new normal. So check it out, and lots of other interesting content too.
Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Ramirez. I am a digital marketing professional specializing in marketing technology, processes, and data-driven strategy. I am the owner of InR Digital Consulting, and I've worked in several different industries on marketing automation, customer journeys, website optimization, and performance strategy. Over the past 10 years, I've experienced the evolution of the digital marketing industry and understand the challenges facing today's companies and embrace the opportunity for businesses to become brands through digital marketing and storytelling. I'm here today to talk to you about the next normal for marketing and how brands are under a critical eye, how you can pivot strategy and then measure your success. I often like to joke that marketing has broken my brain when it comes to consuming content, watching shows, or even going out shopping and eating. This is because, as most marketers will tell you, we are constantly examining, criticizing, and even sparking ideas from the types of campaigns and messaging that we see companies out there doing. During quarantine, I saw an ad for Apple called Creativity Goes On. The focus was that many people during lockdown are still pursuing their passions and furthering their careers, or even pivoting into different things such as photography, podcasts, online yoga, social distancing classes, etc. I loved it because it wasn't another "we're all in this together" message. It was a really positive message that even though you're stuck in quarantine, you can still be productive, creative, and you. It stuck with me, and what was great about it is that all the things they were showing these people doing at home, they were using Apple products. So many companies did ads during that time, but were not able to incorporate their product into the messaging or a call to action. Apple not only promoted their product to get it to sell, but they invoked emotion in their ad. Consumer expectations were already high pre-pandemic, but now consumer behavior has become almost 10 times more emotional and purpose-driven than before. With brands under such a critical eye, there are 3 key things that brands must have in their strategy to be successful, and that's authenticity, strong foundation, and data architecture. Today, I will address the changes in consumer behavior, expand on the 3 success traits, pivot marketing strategies, and measure your success. Emotional decision-making is nothing new to the marketing game. In fact, it goes back to a study done by Brian Balfour, where he found that people make decisions based on 4 things: emotion, logic, motion, and reward, also known as the ELMR method. People have to trigger an emotion to make a decision, and then they use logic. The most impactful marketing campaigns do both. According to a Harvard study, 95% of our decisions are based in the subconscious. Think about something luxurious you've always wanted: a Louis Vuitton purse, maybe a Porsche. Now truly think about why you want it. Is your first thought quality or the usefulness? Or is it the feeling that you get when you think about being able to purchase that thing or having others see you with it? Luxury goods give us feelings of status or being elite. Triggering feelings doesn't have to all be positive or negative for that matter. In this time we're going through, customers just want to know we feel for them and understand. Marketing can still focus on the features of the product, but also sell the emotional response one can achieve by using that product. The pandemic reinforced the notion that brands need to be authentic, genuine, and unique in their strategies. Marketing messaging should not just be relevant, but also personalized to the circumstances of the audience. Customers should also have a seamless experience and right at their fingertips. So let's talk about how we do that. The first pillar is authenticity. This means that brands and their messaging have to be genuine and true in their values, causes they care about, and transparent. Brands that have generic messaging and canned marketing techniques will fail in this current environment. As an authentic brand, messaging should be aligned with your customer's current situation, values, and needs. Creating the connection between your brand and the consumer means understanding what influences their decisions. During the pandemic, a study was done by EY Future Consumer Index that identified 5 things that influence people on how they buy. These were in order of what was most important to most people. Affordability, living within a budget. Health first, the products they trust to be safe. Planet first, minimizing the environmental impact they're having. Society first, for the greater good. And experience first, the new brands and products. By understanding what your customer wants and building audiences, segmentations, and persona around this can better their experience with your brand and give light into your full customer journey. Users can tell when a brand is not being truthful and will point out discrepancies between what you said your values are and your actions. Next pillar is foundation. Consumers expect a seamless experience, which means that your journey must be anticipatory, frictionless, and connected. The bar is high, and surprisingly, people do not have short attention spans. Look at how we binge watch TV for hours. They have short decision-making spans. Having a good foundation means that your website should be optimized for your customer journey, and it should be very clear what you want them to do. This means eliminating a lot of the call to action paths that lead them all over the place on your site into one solid conversion path. Your social platforms should also be consistent with your journey and your messaging. Creating these experiences requires companies to have a lot of data and technology at its core, which likely means that you're going to have to spend for a good, solid web development and tech team at your organization. So that brings us to our third pillar, having a good data stack. Even before the pandemic, consumers are conditioned to expect a personalized experience with brands, such as personalized ads and emails. But when COVID-19 hit, this accelerated overnight. Consumers want you to anticipate what they want, and they don't want to have to look for it. In order to do so, brands have to make sure that they have the correct data architecture in place. So here's a way to achieve this. Your first step is to audit all the data and tools and systems and connect how they work together. So audit your tools and systems of your organization, how you're utilizing them, how you're not utilizing them, and eliminate any overlap that you see. Then make a plan how you can integrate these systems so they all work together. Next, define business objectives. Establish your end goal and work backwards on how to get the correct data to the finish line. Then determine your KPIs for each business line, and then create the right tagging systems and documentation. Google Tag Manager, UTMs are just some examples. Then identify pain points across departments. Determine where your data holes are and find a solution on how to solve them. Then from there, select a data visualization tool, such as Domo, Datorama, Google Studio. Find one that meets the needs of your organization. Then integrate all the systems together and find out who's going to be responsible for managing those systems. That's very key important. Last is establishing reporting and analytics. Automate your reporting and keep with consistency. Add context to your reports, such as analysis of changes, dips, spikes, anything that might be affecting the data, such as campaigns that you're running, seasonality, all kinds of things. So this brings me on how to go about changing your current strategy. Pivoting marketing strategy is never easy. The best thing to do is make a plan around the 3 pillars I discussed and measure success based on interaction, engagement, and participation. Recently, I had a client who had to pivot marketing strategies from selling via third-party retailers to going direct to consumer. This was a big move that needed to happen gracefully because they didn't want to upset the third-party sellers, but also make a big splash in letting people know that they could buy direct now. In order to do this, I did an evaluation of the following steps. So you do an evaluation of their values versus the needs of their customer. Determine their current messaging align with those values, and if not, review and adjust content to reflect those values in line with the business objectives. Focus on being transparent and having visibility into the brand objectives. Remain sensitive to the needs and concerns of the customer. and avoid any messaging or marketing campaigns that might not be relevant to their customer. So after I did this evaluation of my steps that I follow, I determined that there needed to be a strong value add that they weren't offering currently, which was determined to be a free trial subscription, plus a discount for the first 100 customers to purchase a membership. One of the most successful ways to do something like this is to collect home addresses as well as emails on a landing page. With the digital fatigue many are facing now since the pandemic began, it's good to include traditional out-of-home print marketing to your strategy. This also helps make your customer database more accurate and not filled with a bunch of spam emails. Then you can also target demographically or with DMAs, geography-wise, to get more personalized experience with print and then your email and actually save costs overall. So in order to measure the success of pivoting strategies, you need to look at the following things: interaction, engagement, and participation. So with the client I mentioned earlier, I followed these KPIs that I highly recommend for any campaign: customer acquisition cost, lifetime value of the customer, return on investment, return on ad spend, marketing qualified leads, sales qualified leads, landing page conversion rate, website visitors, social media engagement, and organic traffic. By looking at all of these, it gives a full picture of the customer journey and cycle. Data strategy should be a circle. Data should drive decisions that then prove the hypothesis that drive further decisions. So overall, people like to think that they are rational decision makers, but in reality, it's a mix of both emotional response and logical reasoning. When consumers interact with brands, whether it's interest, engagement, or participation, they are judging you on both to make a decision. So keep these pillars in mind for your next marketing strategies, and you can find success in this next normal. Thank you.